And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
First play of the drive is a run with Thompson. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And now Jones. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Odafe Oweh has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's McLeod.
And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Thompson between the tackles. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Well, this defense for the Colts, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield.
K'Lavon Chaisson, the former first-rounder, in there to get the sack. They'll make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively. And not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
Throwing Jones. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
Well, they certainly weren't afraid to let it fly early, and they hope that'll keep the defense honest and keep the offensive guys excited about getting back out there. They are in attack mode in this game. It did backfire a little bit. Now you're just hoping your defense can keep them off the scoreboard so you're not facing a deficit the next time you run out there.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. After the interception, here's Tannehill.
That one finds Pierce right side.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Tannehill. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And we're going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside 3rd of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
Got a man, it's Tyquan Thornton. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down to Taylor. He's got room at the 30.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Patriots.
Tell me I didn't just see these first 2 possessions. I mean, is this one of those cases of anything you can do, I can do
better?
Maybe not better, huh? Worse? Yeah, just a little bit. Very sloppy start. I think maybe a case of the nerves for both teams.
And now we're back to an even playing field. And he's got room. And all the way down to the 26.
68 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. So that run there, yeah, I don't know if it's overstating things to call it a thing of beauty, but in terms of football plays, that's as good as you're going to see.
And what I really enjoyed about that run and what made it so impressive to me, was how he improvised along the way. Sometimes on a big play, you just get the football and you take off in a straight line and go. But this time, how about the artistry of that play? That looked a little bit like a Picasso to me.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll get this down to the 10. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set them up first and goal.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at first and goal.
From the 10, first and goal.
They give it here to Thompson. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they was taking care of that early.
And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
He'll drop it off to McAllister as running back. We're scoreless after one.
Here's Jones throwing on fourth down.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
They can't hook up on fourth and goal from the 4. And this Colts defense comes up with a goal line stand.
And they'll begin by running the option.
And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the end zone, Tannehill.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
From his end zone, Tannehill on 3rd and long.
Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Tannehill now to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
The Colts sitting at a very solid 4-2 record through the first 6 weeks. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Meanwhile, Tannehill's throw taken in by Thornton.
A couple of first downs, has the football position at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Tannehill throwing again.
That's complete yet again to Thornton.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw, Tannehill. And he fires one incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Down right around the 25. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Kyle Pitts with touchdown number 8 on the year.
yards. Point after, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. Braxton Berrios now from his end zone.
And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go.
They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on fourth down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a fourth down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Hand off to Thompson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It's only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he drops this off to Thompson, complete.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37. A reminder coming up in a couple of minutes' time. We'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman, the coach in our EA Sports studios. They'll have a look back at the next-gen stats from this first half of action.
They toss it to Thompson. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
93 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Week 7 action, and we've got a 7-point game here in the second quarter. And this offense hoping to change that right here.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave them with a second and just a few inches left.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
On second and very short. Jones caught on the slant. Touchdown. Paris Campbell from 6 yards away. And the Patriots are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, You've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and the Patriots take over. The Pats at the line, ready to go.
And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Colts are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Another try after the first down sack. Tannehill.
That's going to be caught by Pitts.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
From the gun on 3rd down, Tannehill.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Here we go on 4th. Tannehill. He'll rifle this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And the timeout comes in with 2 seconds remaining. So they can trot out the field goal unit for the try before we hit the lockers. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we hit halftime here in Indianapolis with the Colts on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box, establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Tannehill. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I usually hesitate when I say a guy's got world-class speed, but this guy might. So let's fire the starter's pistol. Let's go. If you've got him, you've got to try and use him. A lot of anticipation with the ball in the air, but no, incomplete.
Take it at the 37. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
2nd and 11.
Off the play fake, Jones. He sets to fire deep.
Oh, Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Colts are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed the quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys, and let's see if our receivers can intercept it.
He's got to figure something out because the current formula's not working. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Tannehill. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown.
Kyle Pitts,
his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year.
And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point up and through. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. Berrios now from his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
And not much doing there. Maybe a yard up to the 23.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Back to throw. Jones. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can.
And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. Now a first down throw, Tannehill. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect him.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
That one good for 37 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Off play action. Jones. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A good pickup there. 26 yards.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
On the ground, it's Thompson. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
105 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll turn to Thompson. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
And now 3rd and goal coming up. The loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder. And they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
So a little extra time to ponder this 3rd and goal as we played 3 quarters.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
Thompson.
And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
And you know it pains them to be this close, and you know they're going to want to go for it here, but they absolutely have to.
Desperation time now. Here's Jones.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Bobby Okereke.
And the Colts are going to get the ball back on the turnover.
They hold on 4th and goal.
Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Well, they air it out to start the drive, and it's complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, Indianapolis. 3 touchdown passes now for Ryan Tannehill.
And the Colts are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage.
Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. Berrios going to bring this out of the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Bobby Okereke. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. Escape, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever. Now it's Tannehill. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got it.
And now here's another interception.
Picked off by Bobby Okereke. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football.
And this is one heck of an individual performance we're witnessing. That is now his 3rd interception. And keep in mind, folks, this isn't a safety or a cornerback. This is a linebacker.
Does this feel to you like he's having a flashback? Because a lot of these linebackers we see in the NFL, in high school, they were offensive stars. They touched the football all the time. It's like he said to himself, let's go back and put on the leather jacket and go get
touchdown Indianapolis. Make that now 4 touchdown passes for Ryan Tannehill.
And the Colts take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
The point after is good. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. Pulls it in at the 13. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
This patch, we need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Jones. Catch made here by Campbell.
And he's got a first down as he's going to be taken down. But a very nice pickup there just in front of the 2-minute warning.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers.
20. And he will bring it back. An interception return for the Colts TD.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping to hold a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this run of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
This is taken just shy of the 10. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Now this throw caught left side, and he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 23 yards the pickup there. Throwing Jones. This complete to Langford. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. They go right back to him for 20 and a first.
And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started.
And now here's another interception.
Picked off by Shaquille.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And I think they are going to get this one back. Well, that would have been something. Double turnovers. But instead, they'll keep the possession on the INT. Throwing now, Tannehill. Room here to run. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. But maybe some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. Berrios now from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here.
He's got him down. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point by Gay is up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense...
He's got a man complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the fourth, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical. This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Work now for Jones and the Patriots here after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
This is Thompson. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. The Patriots send out their punter. On, we think, to punt, though he's faked it earlier, but he was unsuccessful. And look at this, another fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Tannehill going to throw it. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it.